Okay, we are live.
Okay,
Wait, I
It-
gotta start. Let me start the recording before we start. Okay, we're going.
it's
Okay.
6 o'clock. I would like to welcome all to another Zoom meeting of the October 13th meeting, Town of New Paltz ZBA. I'd like to entertain a motion to open the meeting.
I first it.
Stephen makes that motion. Catherine,
I second.
all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the meeting is started. I guess by Catherine's motion, we know that she's here. Stephen's sitting behind me. I know that he's here. I'm here. Leonard Loza is here. And Joe Moriello is here. Stacy Delaray, our building inspector, is not here today. And that takes care of the attendance. I guess the first thing on tonight's business, before we do anything else, we should approve the minutes. Have all board members had an opportunity and time to read the minutes of the September 16th meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Stephen says yes. Catherine?
Yes.
Okay. I entertain, and I also have read the minutes. I saw no changes in need. Catherine, did you have anything to change?
No, I did not.
Stephen?
Nothing.
No. Okay. Entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Me.
I so
First
moved.
by Stephen, seconded by Catherine, okay?
Yes.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay, aye. Motion's passed. Minutes passed. Right now is the time when I would like to hear a bit from the new applicants. And I guess we'll take them in the order with which they signed on. Mackenzie Willis has expressed interest in becoming a zoning board of appeals member. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yes.
Guys, I lost you there for a minute. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, it got very low. Oh, there you go.
We're-
I'm sorry, did you ask me something? I lost
No.
you first.
No, Aaron, we're actually interviewing some candidates for the ZBA positioning that we have 2 openings, so you'll have to wait.
Oh, I'm
So if
so
you could
sorry.
go
No
on
problem.
mute.
Sure. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
thank you.
Okay, Mackenzie,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I've lived here in New Paltz for almost 40 years. I graduated from SUNY New Paltz, and 5 weeks after I graduated, I was offered a position at the college with the special programs department, and which I took gladly. And I've spent many years there until I moved to another position, which was at the Culinary Institute of America. And I worked there as a counselor, recruiting students. And I worked there for 2 years, and I got a call and offered a job to work with the State Education Department in Albany, which I accepted. And I worked there for almost 20 years. And I retired from there, and I came back to New Paltz. I was away from New Paltz for about 10 years, but I couldn't stay away, so I came back, and that's where I am now. And I'm retired, but I'm a real estate agent.
Okay, thank you. Well, you've already answered the second question, how long you lived in New Paltz. Will you be in New Paltz for at least another year?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Do you believe that your prior experiences with the real estate and other activities within New Paltz will help you make decisions for the Zoning Board of Appeals?
I most certainly do. Most
Okay.
certainly do.
So we will review your letter of intent. and make recommendations to the town of New Paltz. Next person to sign on was Mike Calamano. Mike, I know a lot about you, but I don't know if all of the other people here do. So if you could just give us a brief synopsis of your past experiences.
Okay, my name is Mike Calamano. I've lived in New Paltz probably 45 years. I did 31 years working at Central Hudson as a planner, engineer, operator positions. I went up to Albany, worked up there for 10 years, and did some contracting work after I retired. I have served on the New Paltz Planning Board for about 20 years. I just got on about 1987, got off in 98, got back on in 2008, and served to 2018. I was chairman of the board for about 10 years of that. So I'm familiar, at least with the code that was applicable back at least to 2018. I know there have been changes on it in the last couple of years, so I need to get up to speed on that.
Sure.
I am currently on the Ulster County Planning Board, and I am been the chairman for the past 2 years on that board also. So I have a background in the planning area on it, and I have worked with the ZBA in the past on joint applications, I'll put it this way, where there site plan issues and variances required for it. So I'll be interested in getting back and getting into the work that the ZBA does. And
Excellent.
Applications.
Well, based on all that you've told us, I don't have to ask you any more questions. So your credentials are excellent. So thank you very much for your explanation.
Okay.
Next person is John Gatto.
Yes, hello, everybody.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yes, I am, I guess you would say, a relative newcomer to New Paltz. I've lived here 7 years now, and made a very deliberate decision to make New Paltz my home once I retired. I've been retired for a long time. Previous career as a research scientist. I stay busy. I still teach a couple of courses at SUNY Ulster and at Marist College. The more I've been in New Paltz, the more I've been interested in getting involved in how things get done and what things kind of have an impact on the community. And being retired, happily, I've got time to devote to it.
Excellent. Okay. You already told us how long you've lived here. Do you expect to live here for at least another year?
Hell, that at minimum.
I can tell by the smile what your answer is. I guess my last question is, will prior experiences help you make ZBA decisions?
Well, I certainly think so. I think all those years as a scientist, you're kind of trained to think rationally and think critically and make decisions based on evidence and reason.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Pat, is Amy Donnelly come? Is she on?
Can you see me?
Oh, there you are. We can see you now.
Okay. I've been seeing you right along.
Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. I've lived in New Paltz since 2008, but I've been coming here for visits to relatives and just to enjoy the whole area around New Paltz since I was old enough to drive, long time ago. I taught at SUNY New Paltz. When I moved here, 2008, I was teaching astronomy at SUNY New Paltz, and I've owned a house here during that time. And I find it a wonderful town. I really want to do a little bit to help the town the neighborhoods, the whole community run smoothly and effectively and grow, but not too fast, promote good feeling among the people of the town. And so that's why I would like to apply to be on the zoning board. Before I came to New Paltz, I lived in Cooperstown, New York, and that's where I raised my kids. I had a lot of experience on the zoning board for a couple of years, the planning board for a number of years. And I was also a processing clerk at one point when the town board decided to take over the functions of the planning board, but they didn't know how. So they needed somebody to walk the applicants through their processes, particularly to deal with the Seeker Act. There's a lot of sensitive environmental situations in the Cooperstown area. And we used the Seeker Act a lot. And I became sort of the go-to person. I don't want to call myself an expert on environmental issues and how to mitigate environmental damages with, for instance, job growth, the peaceable enjoyment of your property. It's been a while since I lived in Cooperstown, but I would be delighted to come up to date on the Seeker Act, take the zoning training. I took the training before. I also took courses from the New York Planning Federation. So that's my background. And yes, I intend to stay in New Paltz for longer than 1 year.
Okay, well, thank you very much. So again, your credentials are superb. And I thank you for your interest in the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Thank you.
Pat, is there anyone else interested? I believe there were 1, 2, 3, there were only 4, correct?
There was only 4 applications, yep.
Okay. All right, so we will take all of those into consideration. And I would like to, if you would please, let's get Aaron LaCorforma.
I'm going to admit him.
Yes.
All right, you're welcome to stay and listen to the meeting, to the rest of the
Yes.
meeting.
I would, if you could, please get him on and give us a brief overview. I do have the application in front of me. The fees have been paid. Just give a brief overview to let us know what his intention is and why he's in front of us.
Aaron, you have to unmute. Aaron? you have to
Hey,
unmute.
guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Guys, can you see me? I can't see anyone.
I can see you and I can hear you.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Go for it, guys. I can't see anyone for some reason. Oh, there you are. All are. Okay, great.
Okay.
Hello. How is everyone?
We're fine, thank you. Good evening.
Aaron, I have a question before you start.
Sure.
On your application, your last name is spelled L-A capital C-A-N-F-O-R-A,
Correct.
and your name here is L-A capital C-R-A-T-E.
Oh, it's just an abbreviation.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to double check. Thank you.
Okay.
But on the phone, it'll be AA. Yeah, my name is Lockenfora.
Okay. So you could go ahead and give a brief overview of what you want to do.
So I'm looking to build a deck on the side, really side of my home, because we do have a lot of snakes in this little area of my corner that we found, and my son almost encountered one at one point playing in the dirt. So it caused obviously us to be extremely, of course we want him to play in the grass in the dirt, but the snake was an unforeseen, snakes actually was an unforeseen concern. So it's got to be a little hard to have him even play on his own after that happened. So we're looking to have an area, just a safe area for him to be able to run around outdoors, but also not have to worry about snakes.
Joe, do you have any questions of the applicant?
Excuse me. No, but I do have a statement for the board. I spoke with Building Inspector Stacy Dillereed. It was late this afternoon, around 4 o'clock. She apologized to the applicant and the board. She didn't have an opportunity to write a statement or a letter to the board regarding the application. She wanted to extend her apologies. She had no particular position one way or the other. She denied this, the request for the building permit, essentially because of the potential for the encroachment on the front yard setbacks. And because this is a corner lot, they applied both to Rocky Hill Road and also to, I believe the other road is Stonehenge that your property borders on.
Correct.
Just look up, okay. There is just one thing that I observed in speaking with Stacy that I just want to point out to the board. And I'll ask the applicant if I'm correct. There appears to be a survey that was part of the application on which the applicant kind of drew in the dimensions of the proposed deck. Am I right?
Correct.
Aaron? Okay. If you look at that, if the board members look at that survey with Rocky Hill Road along the bottom as you're looking at it,
Yes, I see that.
there's a rectangular area connected to the, I'll call it crosshatched section of the diagram. The crosshatched section, I believe, is the house. There's a rectangle closest to Rocky Hill Road in which are the words enclosed porch. You know, Stacy tells me that the survey actually has an arrow that points to that smaller rectangle in the crosshatched section. It's that smaller rectangle that is currently the enclosed porch. Am I right, Aaron?
Yes, thank you for pointing that out. That can be a little confusing there.
That larger rectangle that appears closest to Rocky Hill Road that says enclosed porch, that's not existing. That's part of the intended deck. Am I right, Aaron?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
That enclosed porch is an arrow. There's a small arrow that points to the already pre-existing enclosed porch.
Right, so that area that says enclosed porch is not already existing.
Correct.
Okay, and the deck or the intended deck then also kind of wraps around on the side closest to Stonehenge, correct?
It's going to come straight down and then that side will just be a kind of stairs down. It's not going to be a huge L or anything like that. Because that's where the opening is. So it comes around because that's where the actual opening to the exit entrance is. So the facing Stonehenge is where the French doors are, where you would access the deck from the house.
From the enclosed porch area.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, then that small rectangle on the Stonehenge side of the house that is drawn as 8 by 24, that's actually not part of the intended deck. There's a staircase there that leads to the ground.
There will be it's very close to the ground there. It's almost ground level. It's maybe 24 inches up. So that will be a small staircase leading to the ground, but it also the exit entry point from the home. So that was where you would enter the deck or exit the deck from the home, but also there'll be a small staircase if you wanted to walk from the deck to the grass, basically, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. The stairs just are not designated on that diagram, correct?
Yes, I guess that they should have been there. Yeah, they should have been there.
It might be helpful, and I mentioned it for the board members, in my conversation with Stacy, the building inspector, we went over that. I asked about stairs, and it was her understanding that the deck is all one level and there aren't going to be stairs that lead down, but it's a simple correction. But I
Yes,
think it should be accurate.
yes, I'm sorry. I thought that my contractor worked on this with me, and I thought that he had included that. I didn't notice on my side as well. I'm sorry about that.
Okay,
So
so the stairs may be 2 or 3, or
I would say at the absolute maximum, three.
okay, probably not more than 5.
Definitely not more than 5. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe the diagram should be amended
Sure.
for the board as well, when considering the application. It is a deck that has entry and exit both from the enclosed porch area as well as to the ground level.
Sorry about that, guys. I guess in retrospect, I thought maybe that it has to, I thought maybe it would have to have an exit point from the deck side as well, to the ground.
Probably a better question for the building inspector,
Gotcha.
because it may go to the fire and building code. When I spoke with the building inspector, she didn't indicate that was a problem, because I asked about the access and she said essentially the access is going to be in and out of the enclosed porch area. And she didn't indicate that the deck itself would need another set of exterior stairs, but
Gotcha. I'm sorry.
maybe
about
it just
that.
should be clarified.
That's a
Thanks, Len.
very good point.
So Aaron, will you be able to get a drawing with a better representation of what your intention is? Because we need to set a public hearing, and any commentary from the public, it would probably be better if it would be the correct thing to do if we had a as going to be built drawing.
Gotcha. Is that something that, I'm sorry, guys, this is my first time in this process, in this level of building. Is that an architectural, is it a certain type of drawing I should focus on?
I believe a hand drawing as this was drawn, that is not for our benefit. You're here only because of the encroachment issue. So that is a building department issue. But again, if the issue comes up during the public hearing, it's always nice to have an answer for the public.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Generally, the drawings need to be, I think, what the statute calls accurately dimensioned, but they needn't be drawn by an architect or an engineer.
Okay.
In light of the staircase and the levels, it might be helpful if your contractor perhaps can help you with a drawing showing maybe the side elevation if you were looking at the house and the proposed deck from Stonehenge,
Okay.
as well as the aerial view showing a couple of stairs. The side elevation may also help others understand what the deck is intended to look like.
Gotcha. Okay, terrific.
Okay, so I guess the next step, Pat, would be for us to set a public hearing. That would be at the November 10th meeting.
Could it,
This project is within the distance required for a county review?
that's a question for Joe. There is the exemption list for public hearings for zoning applications. If it's over 500 feet from a main road, Joe, is it exempt from going to the county?
I believe so. Are these,
Yes, 500 feet is the number, I believe also.
is Rocky Hill or Stonehenge
That's way up in there, right? You're way up in the back,
Yeah, we're not way up in there. We're about in the middle.
but you're
Okay,
more
so-
than, go ahead. I don't know.
Yes, they're more than 500, but I just
Okay.
wanted to make that mention.
And neither Rocky Hill nor Stonehenge are county roads, correct?
Right,
They're
Correct.
town roads?
right.
Good time.
Okay, so Aaron, I would suggest strongly that you get to the building department and get this paperwork in place as quickly as possible. So that the mailings can go out, the signs can go up, and everything can be in place to let the surrounding neighbors know what your intention is, and
Well-
they will be ready at the next meeting. Yes,
Aaron,
Pat?
Aaron, you would have to, see me for the public hearing packet. And
Okay.
I'll go over that with you. I'll be in the office on Thursday. If you can come in on Thursday, I can have it ready for you by then.
Public hearing packet Thursday, sure. What time?
Between 8 and 4. You
Okay,
just come in
gotcha.
the main lobby and ring the bell for planning and zoning, and I'll come out.
Gotcha. Okay, I will certainly do that. So that's just another packet of information I need to fill out. Obviously that's in addition to the drawings we're talking about.
Now, what it is, it's just, I'm going to give you the information, and you're going to make copies of the public hearing notice, and then you'll mail them to your neighbors for the
Okay,
neighbor notification, and you have to post a public hearing sign. And it's all in the directions I'll give you in that public hearing packet.
gotcha. Okay, terrific. And what is, and I should get you the, so Thursday I will see you for that. And what's the timeline on the drawing? Just curious, because,
As soon as possible, and we can get it to the board members so they can have it before the November 10th meeting, and it won't delay your application.
okay, gotcha. Terrific. Okay, I'll work on that. What, do you guys now speak amongst yourselves regarding the, variance side of it, or,
No, we only speak at the meeting.
okay, gotcha.
Yes, all business with regard to the zoning board of appeals is conducted at the meeting.
Gotcha. Do we have any consensus? Because I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure this all out on my end. So are you guys okay with me, with your side of it, with me moving forward with this? I'm going to submit the drawing or the easement or whatever the scenario is.
Procedurally, once you get the notices that Pat's talking about out and the signage up, the amended drawing, that completes the application and also completes the process for giving neighbor notification. The only other thing, Leonard, sometimes we'll mention to the applicant if there are neighboring property owners that choose to write a letter, especially in support of the application, or at least express a concern that they have no objection. Oftentimes, those types of letters will be helpful.
Gotcha. Okay.
The board may receive letters from others, but oftentimes people who may not have an objection sometimes don't say anything.
Gotcha.
So
Right.
if you have such letters, you can submit those to the board and make it part of the package in time for the public hearing, not
Yeah.
after.
Gotcha. There's the property that I would think would be most concerned or affected by this is actually a vacant lot. Should I submit photos of that for any reason? Just to show that that's actually no home there?
No,
Well, the owners of that property,
they'll be notified.
they'll be notified,
If-
yes.
If they're within 50 feet, is it, no, 500 feet of your
500.
property lines, 500 feet, they'll be on the list that you're going to mail that public hearing notice to.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Now I understand.
Len, do you mind if I chime in something at this time?
By all means.
So I do want to disclose that I live very close to this property. I have no prior knowledge of the application. I do not know the applicant. So I do not feel I need to recuse myself from this application. I just wanted to make folks aware of that.
Okay. I also need to make mention of the fact that I own a property at 2 Rocky Hill Road, which is the corner of Rocky Hill Road and Route 32 North. And I also do not feel as though I need to recuse myself and that I can make a complete unbiased decision with regard to this application.
And Len, for clarification, just for the folks on the call, the property I'm referring to is 12 Stonehenge Avenue.
Okay. Thank you, Catherine.
Sure.
Okay, so I guess the last thing we have to do is an attendance check for the November 10th meeting. Stephen, will you be available?
Yes.
Stephen will be available. Catherine, will you be available?
Is that the second Tuesday?
That's
Yes,
the
I don't have
second
my
Tuesday.
calendar open.
yes, it is.
Yes,
Then
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
I am definitely available.
excellent. Okay. So, entertain a motion to close the meeting?
What did, you want to set the public hearing date, motion and vote on that?
We didn't do that. Oh, you're right. I skipped that. Okay. I'd entertain a motion to have a public hearing at our November 10th meeting for the property located at 31 Rocky Hill Road.
Right.
I move.
Catherine?
Second.
Seconded by Stephen. All those in favor by aye?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay. So the public hearing has been set and the public will be duly notified. Stephen, do you have anything in particular that you'd like to discuss? No? Catherine, do you have anything in particular that you would like to discuss?
I do not, Len. Thank you.
Okay, and I also have nothing in particular. The only thing that's very important is we are losing our secretary. And I must tell you, and I hope that everyone feels as strongly as I do, she will be duly missed. Her efficiency has been superb. And I've got your phone number, so I can.
Thank you, Pat. Thanks for everything.
I will miss your board. I will miss this.
All
board.
right.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time with this board, with everyone.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Well, we can still call and say hello to you.
Of course. I'm just
I've got your
retiring.
number.
I'm not going away.
All righty. All right. I entertain a motion to close the meeting.
Aye.
First by Stephen.
Second by Catherine.
Second, all those in favor by aye?
Aye.
Aye, it
Aye.
is. Meeting is closed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night
Thanks,
to all.
everyone.
Night.
Thanks,
Good
Pat.
night.
Congratulations.
care.
Good luck.
Bye-bye now. Thank you, Joe.
Bye, Pat.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mike.
Bye-bye, dear.
Night, Joe.
4 years, Mike.
Yeah, I know. You told me when I hired you.
I know. I told you I wasn't going to do it too long, so yeah.
Good luck to you. Enjoy it.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Good luck, everyone.
Your last meeting?
But no, I got one more.
Oh, yeah. Tonight. Yeah. They gotta go through all that just to get a.
You like our board? You want to stay? I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna close the meeting because I have the planning board coming on. So if you want me to just, you can leave the meeting.
There's a girl who went once.